What's going on, people? PlayStation 9 back here once again for a really massive update for you guys today. And speaking of updates, I got myself a new webcam. This is actually my brother's. He was actually selling it, but he decided to sell it to me for I can't I really can't remember, but it was really nice of him to give it to me as a gift. So yeah, and now you get to embrace me in full on 60 FPS glory. Although it is still 720p, but it is still looks good. Considering it's 60 FPS. But before I showed you what I got, I really want to get this out of the way, because I don't want this video to end in a bad note. And that is, I have two unplayable games. First up, Pro Pinball. As I popped it in my PS3, all seemed well when I was looking at the logos, and it took me to the fully animated main menu, and that is until when I hit start. When I hit start game, it took me to the loading menu, and the game never started for about several minutes. And that is when I took it as a sign that this game is unplayable. So yeah. That wasn't the only one. This right here is also unplayable, and that is Tomb Raider 1. Like with Pro Pinball, it all seemed well when it first started showing me the Eidos logo, and then it took me to the main menus, and also showed me a full motion opening cutscene. And as I got to the main menu of the game, literally speaking, first menu that this game showed me where I have the choice to play this game or two other demos, including a demo for Tomb Raider 2. So when I got to the main menu, as I started the game, it froze on the loading loading screen. It wasn't even loading at all. Literally, the loading bar was not loading at all. So yeah, that really sucks. But thankfully there was the PlayStation Store, and I managed to get a digital copy there. So yeah, I bought it, downloaded it, and have fun playing the first level, as well as fighting the T-Rex in it. So yeah. And last one I want to get out of the way is I want to say happy birthday to my mother, because today is her birthday. So, Mom, if you're watching this, happy birthday. I hope it turns out great for you, and that was some really good cake. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. In this stack, the first two games I'm going to show you are some 3DO games I got from the mail. First up, I got Jurassic Park Interactive. This is actually Universal Studios' first video game they ever published. there was... Jeez Louise. There was never a jewel case release of it, but I'm really fine with it. Tested it out on my 3DO, and it works really good. One day I'll get a chance to stream that game. And the second 3DO game I got from the mail is Crash and Burn from Crystal Dynamics. This was before they went on to develop the Gex trilogy and the later Tomb Raider games. And in case I forgot to show you the spine for Jurassic Park, forgive me, my nose is itchy. It just seems awkward that someone is itching their noses on camera. Here's what the inside for Crash and Burn looks like, including the disc and the back of the manual. Here on the back of the manual, you get an advertisement for Total Eclipse, another game Crystal Dynamics developed. I also tested it out, and it also works really good on my 3DO. So yeah. And this is the only DVD I got recently, and that is The Land Before Time 4, Journey Through the Mists. I've been looking for this for a while. I only own the first, the second, the third, and the fifth. I only want to get the first 6 on DVD, and that's all that matters to me. I grew up with these movies as a kid. My brother and I used to own these on VHS. So yeah, happy to own it in my collection. And about these direct-to-video sequels of The Land Before Time, I don't look up to them as faithful superiors or masterpieces. You know, I just enjoy them for nostalgia. I just grew up with them. Alright. I have 2 PS3 games in this stack, and the first one I'm going to be showing you is Rage. This is the Anarchy edition. This is an id Software first-person shooter from Bethesda. And it's actually the first game that is developed in the id Tech 5 engine. Here's what the inside looks like, and there is no back cover, sadly. And the second PS3 I got here is what I got from GameStop, and that is Remember Me. This is a third-person adventure platformer from Don't Nod and Capcom. I remember seeing a trailer of this a long time ago, and it looked really good for the most part. And this is released released around the time when Capcom's celebrating their 30th anniversary, and this game's released in 2013. Oh, in case I forgot, Journey Through the Mist is released in... Sorry, no copyright date for this one, but for Crash and Burn, it's released in 1993, and Jurassic Park Interactive for sure is released in 1994, and Rage is released in 2011. Sorry, I forgot to mention when were these games released. But it's all good. And there is no back cover art in this one, but there's a disc inside, and there's a warning pamphlet. So yeah, definitely curious to see how this game turns out when I try it. Alright, I have a stack of PS1 games to show you. And here are 3 PS1 games I got recently from Zia. First up, I'm going to show you what I got for $3.99, and that is Machine Hunter, a Eurocom Entertainment Software third-person shooter from MGM Interactive. And yes, this is from the same guys that made Crash Bash. What the? Silly me. From what I saw on YouTube, the gameplay looks really good. Here's what the inside, including the disc, looks like. And just to inform you, there is no whole manual. Like, it's just the front page. And page 5. I mean, it's just a cover. Man, somebody wasn't taking much good care of their games. If I could get this back on. In case I forget. Really curious to see how this turns out. Alright. Next up is a really rare PS1 game. And Machine Hunter is from 1997. This is a 2000 platformer from Sony, and that is Medieval 2. This is the sequel to the original Medieval, in which I own a digital copy in my PS3. But this one was never available in the PlayStation Store. I remember seeing some gameplay of it long time ago when I was surfing on YouTube. And from what I saw, I see Sir Daniel fighting a dinosaur skeleton. And for some reason, the game just came with a little little torn piece of paper that comes with tips and hints for Medieval 2. But here's what the inside looks like. See here? This is the dinosaur boss, and which I remember back when I was browsing on YouTube. So yeah, definitely willing to try this out one day down the road. And the last one I'm going to be, not technically the last one in this video, but technically the last game I got from Zia yesterday, and that is a double pack of role-playing games, and that is Final Fantasy Chronicles. It's a 2-disc set. Here it comes with Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger. I was never into role-playing games back in the day. I might have tried out a couple or one of them, if I remember correctly. I think one of them was Digimon. Like I said, I prefer to double check. Here's the first disc, which is Final Fantasy IV. I'm willing to give role-playing games a shot. I really want to try out really want to try out the Persona games, and I really want to try out the first 7 Final Fantasy games before the remake of Final Fantasy VII comes out. Here's the second disc, which is Chrono Trigger. I'm going to try to make this quick as much as I can. Have not really tested those 3 out yet. Nor have I with these next 2. Next one I'm going to show you is Pitfall 3D from 1998, and it's developed by Sound Deluxe. I can't see the logo or name clearly, but it's published by Activision. That is Pitfall 3D Beyond the Jungle. Just looking at the time limit on my OBS. Here's what the inside looks like. Oh, and by the way, Final Fantasy Chronicles is from 2001. Next up is a 1999 Infogrames spy game, and that is Mission Impossible. I got this from Zia. And I also got Pitfall 3D from Zia. In case I forgot. Here's what the inside looks like, including the disc. Next up is a 1998 reprint of a 1995 32-bit remake of Road Rash from Electronic Arts. Here's what the inside, including the disc, looks like, and yes, this is the original disc. For some reason, I tried it out on my PS3, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's really good. Alright. Next up is a 1996 side-scroller from BMG Interactive and Boss Games Studios, and that is Spyder the video game. What the? Sorry, there was a little piece of tape strapped on. Alright. Man, now I have to take this piece off. Never really opened this one. Sorry about that. Here's what the inside, including the disc, looks like. I saw gameplay of it on YouTube, and it looked pretty interesting. Next up is what I got from the mail about a few weeks ago, and it is a 1997 third-person shooter from Shiny Entertainment and Neversoft Entertainment called MDK. I remember Civi11 doing a review of this one on YouTube, and the gameplay looks really interesting for the most part. And I'm real curious to see how it turns out when I try it out. And here's what the inside, including the disc, looks like. My brother owns the second game on PS2 in his collection. Alright. Next up is a greatest hits reprint from Midway Games, and that is the 1995 PS1 port of Doom from id Software. And this port is packaged with Doom 1 and 2. I tested it out and it works really good. Here's what the inside, including the disc, looks like. I love me some Doom. Next up, I got this the same day I got Doom for the PS1, and that is a 1997 beat 'em up game from Eidos Interactive. Around the same time when they were making Tomb Raider. That is The Incredible Hulk, the Pantheon Saga. I tested it out, and it works really good. But I wasn't really good with the game. When I played the first level, the platforming seemed okay, but later on it gets really frustrating when I came to the part where I have to deal with these flying saucer-like drones that fire lasers at me, and they never stopped respawning. From the looks of it, I really don't think I'd be having a good time with it, but it's for the Hulk Marathon. Next one is another PS1 game from id Software, and it's developed by Hammerhead Interactive and is published by Activision. And that is the 1999 PS1 port of the 1997 first-person shooter called Quake 2. The only thing this differs from the PC port is some sound effects were a little high pitched, and the graphics, I mean the textures of the weapons look different than their PC counterparts. I already owned a PC copy of Quake 2 on Steam. But I'm really happy to own this in my collection. So yeah. Next up is what I got from Bookman's, and that is the 1995 destruction card game called Destruction Derby. It's from Psygnosis, the same guys that made the Wipeout games. I tried it out, and it also works really good. Had a little fun with it. Next up, I'm really glad to get myself a replacement copy for one of my caseless PS1 discs, and that is the 1997 remake of a 1981 arcade platformer called Frogger. as I tested it out, it was never working. It used to work a long time ago, but not anymore. But thankfully, I managed to get myself a new copy of it on eBay, and it works really good. One of my childhood favorites as a kid. Next up is another retro remake, and that is the 1998 Cyrox game from Activision called Asteroids. I tried it out, and other than the fact that it works really well on my PS3, the game's fun. Do like me some Asteroids. And right here is another retro remake from also from Activision, and that is from 1999, called Space Invaders. This one works really well on my PS3. First time I tried it out was pretty hard, and I had lost. But I managed to get better at it and get the hang of it. So yeah. Next up is a retro compilation from 2001 from Infogrames, and that is the Atari Anniversary Edition redo. Has a lot of Atari games in this one. And this one also works really well on my PS3. I've only tried out a few. I've only tried out Asteroids, Breakout, and Centipede. In case I didn't show it to you very clearly. Here on the back you get an advertisement for other titles from Infogrames. You get Galaga, Breakout, and Frogger 2. In case I forgot to show you, I'm sorry. I think I forgot something. It just somehow it disappeared in my head. But I really got to make this quick, because the running time is really long, and I really don't want this to drag. And the last PS1 game I'm going to show you is another retro remake from It's an Atari remake developed by Danger High Voltage Software and is published by Interplay. And it's from 1996, called Tempest X3. the game looks really interesting. I I also I tested it out on my PS3, and it works really well. Again, this game is really interesting for the most part. On the back of the manual, you get an advertisement for Pro Pinball and VR Golf 97. Okay. I've saved this one for last. And this one I'm going to show you is the Super NES Classic. I'm really stoked to have this. I just got this today at GameStop. As I was there, I asked one of the clerks, "Is there by any chance having a single Super NES Classic?" And she said, "Yes, they do, and it should be in the case by the Nintendo Switch Games." So I checked it there and was surprised it was there, and that I didn't think they would have it, but they did. So I asked her to take it out of the case, and I'm really happy to have it. I mainly got this just for Star Fox and the unreleased Star Fox 2. Now that I have it, now I can save it for whenever I get a chance to stream Star Fox 1 and 2 by any chance, if possible. But thanks for watching this long and overdue massive update video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having yourself a good day. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Catch you later.